Gotcha.
I am saying that Hussey is predatory.
DC, if she would like to come speak on a panel. I don't know if she's typing, or I don't know if she's maybe preparing herself. It may be a case. Oh. Hello, DC. How are you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Um, so I just wanted to be able to talk with you because, like, so a lot of the accusations I've been hearing from both sides have been kind of like wild, and I don't
Right.
feel even now that there is like a lot of proof to throw accusations like that. So I kind of want to hear what you had to say about it, but then I also wanted to see like because the videos and those things that you sent me, those are those are okay. So basically, shouldn't no one be talking to anybody's kids or about anybody's kids? Period. Which I
Right.
get that. That's disrespectful.
Hmm.
But do I think they're predatory? No, because there's no direct contact with the child or of anything sexual in nature that I can see.
Right, but predator does not mean sexual predator. It means that you are going after somebody for a certain purpose, or you are trying to use somebody's kids for a certain purpose. I mean, keep in mind, Hussey has already called the police on us.
Mm-hmm.
Hussey has uploaded a video encouraging people to call CPS based on a false accusation. And Hussey has a history of taking action and calling the authorities and then lying about it, which is exactly what he did when he called the cops. He lied about it for months, and then eventually he had to admit that he did, in fact, do that. You know, and I have a theory, and I don't know if it's true. I can't prove it, but I'm just saying. Back when he called the cops, Negs was streaming twice a day. He was streaming once in the
Okay.
morning and once in the evening. And
Okay.
I just find it very interesting that Hussey called in that police call. And by the way, he didn't call once, he called twice that day. He wanted to make damn sure that the cops were going to come. He didn't call for them to come in the morning when the kid was in school. He called for them to come in the evening when he knew that that boy was going to be home. Now, did he want the kid to answer the door? Well, he certainly made it look that way. And the CPS thing was completely and totally out of line. And when people were in the comments section of that video criticizing him and saying this is outrageous, CPS should be reserved for serious matters of child abuse, child neglect, and that kind of thing, he was saying, I'm handling my business like a man. And I
Okay.
think that there's neglect, and I think he has no proof of that. And he also tends to forget that the kid goes to a regular school where he is surrounded by mandated reporters. And if anyone had seen anything untowards at any
Mm-hmm.
time, then they would have reported it. So, and CPS is such a horrible, underhanded, crappy thing to do, to threaten people with it or to call CPS unnecessarily and waste their time when they
Mm-hmm.
should be dealing with serious cases of abuse and neglect. It's disgusting.
No, I agree. With that being said, I do agree. When you were saying predator, I was under the assumption that you meant predator as far as in like sexual predator
No,
and stuff
no,
like
no, no,
that.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no, no,
so
no.
then that's where I think there's a disconnect from the community, and I think that needs to be more explained as to because some people don't think about that. And me personally, I'm not the most educated person in the world. I ain't gonna front like I am, okay? But when I hear predator, I instantly think, oh, and I hear about a kid, I think,
Hmm.
okay, that's a sexual predator.
Nope.
That's I think where the problem is. Okay, so you're right here. It does say seeking to exploit others,
Exploit or
stuff like
oppress
that.
others. Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying he's a sexual predator. I have no evidence of that. What I am saying is that it is completely and totally out of line to try to use people's kids, especially when the kids are completely out of the public eye or the kids are underage, or like in the case of the 19-year-old, he's now 20, but he was 19 at the time. he had absolutely nothing to do with any of this. Nothing. And Jan, I don't care, okay? I'm talking about what I'm saying now.
Okay, gotcha.
I am saying that Hussey is predatory in the way that he stalks us, in the way that he tries to
Okay,
invade our personal lives, and the way that
okay.
he is now trying to use Negs as children. And I think he would have tried to use the other son as well, except the other son has his Facebook on lock and he's very, very, very private.
Okay, okay. Now I get it more so. Okay, DC. Now I get it because I always tell people like I hate when people do things in real life. Like I don't keep it all like and keep the children like away from it.
Uh huh.
James says, as much as I despite Hussey, I do not think he's a sexual. Okay, yeah, okay. No, we've all established he's not a sexual predator. I think
Mm-hmm.
that was just the allegation that I was worried about because I know how simple it is to be in his shoes as a gay man and to get
Mm-hmm.
that label on you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for coming up here, though,
Sure.
DC. But one thing I have to ask: is there any kind of form of where everybody can just let one of alone at this point and just move on, or what do you think?
I wish. I wish. I mean, we decided to put all of his claims to the. Hang on, I'm going to close the door. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem with that.
We actually went on vacation in the first week of January. We didn't post anything. We didn't stream. We didn't tweet. We didn't do anything. And he could not stop talking about us. He couldn't stop talking about me. He accused me of running drugs out of Colorado. He's made some insane and crazy allegations. He streamed about us every single day while we were gone, while we were silent, while we were not saying a single word. Um, this man has been streaming about me almost every day for a year, and it's getting crazier and crazier. He is stalking Zillow and so on, trying to figure out when I'm going to list my house. And I'm really concerned that he could screw up the sale of my house. These people are, he's just relentless. He is relentless in terms of the criticism, in terms of talking about the kids, in terms of talking about CPS, in terms of talking about parenting. And I have to say that when you're in this position, it is terrifying. It is
Right?
terrifying
No,
to
no,
know
you're
that
absolutely
somebody is doing this.
no, absolutely. So like, how did it? So my question is, because there was one point in time where you and Miss Hussey were out on very good terms, right?
Yeah, yeah, we were.
What happened for that to go so sour all of a
Oh
sudden?
my God, this is the stupidest story ever. Okay. So what happened was that he and Negs had been squabbling. And so he invited Negs to come on his channel. And at that time, Negs and I were not getting along. And there was an enormous amount of criticism in the community that was being leveled at Hussey for inviting Negs on panel. And certain people, like Life of a Free Spirit, Callie, and Shane, who was then her fiance, and
Mhm.
Charlie, and others, and myself, we were all very, very critical of this. And so Callie went really, really hard, and Shane did too. And
Was
Hussey,
this? Oh,
Hussey,
I'm sorry.
this was the summer of 2021. I think it was like July of
Was
2021.
this when they had the group Hater Nation?
Oh, it still exists, sort of. It's still kind of in existence, even though everybody's fighting. And
Okay.
people are questioning, how many people are left in it. But, people leave, people come in, whatever. So, anyway, so Callie and Shane started really going at Hussey, and Hussey started fighting them, and then he started fighting with Charlie, and this is when he was tweeting out things, calling Charlie a baboon, comparing her to a baboon in a zoo, and this went on for weeks. And then Hussey contacted me, and he said that he wanted me to help him. So I gave him a call, and we talked. And he wanted me to reach out to Callie and get her to stop, to back off.
Okay.
And I explained to him, Hussey, you need to be very careful because you are on a ban evading channel. You are in no position to be stirring up drama with all these people in the community who are now coming for you. And you need to calm down with these tweets. All right, because the tweets were extremely inflammatory, very, very racist, and people didn't appreciate them. And because Hussey's main problem, I think, is that he cannot control his temper. When he's drinking, he's even worse, but he just cannot take criticism and he can't get himself under control. So I encouraged him to calm down, and he kept on pushing me and, oh, I need you to call Callie and blah, blah, blah. And I told him it's not going to help. Callie is very, very angry right now. Shane is very angry. And I reminded him it's not just Callie and Shane. It's an entire community. There are hundreds of people reporting your channel right now. And even if I were to reach out to Callie, first of all, it wouldn't work because she wouldn't listen. I wasn't friends with Callie like that. I didn't have that kind of relationship with her. And second of all, it was that he had messed up. And I didn't appreciate the fact that he was trying to get me to clean up his mess. And there was nothing I could do, and he never forgave me after that because he lost his channel. That was his second channel that he lost. And he was angry because he blamed me for it, even though I had nothing to do with it. It was his fault. And then it just went completely off the rails. He was fighting with everybody. And then he started fighting with Negs the next year. So he does this, though. He makes friends online. He develops alliances. And then because of his own temper and his big mouth and his ego, he falls out with them. And it's not enough for him to say, okay, well, you know what? We don't see eye to eye. Let's just go our separate ways. He just has to go on the attack over and over and over and over again. And he keeps on saying that he's going to the police. I mean, at one point he called Shane's father to say your son is bullying me or something, and Shane's father hung up on him. But this notion that he doesn't go IRL and he doesn't reach into people's real lives is completely false. He does it all the time. He said that he was reporting Callie and Shane to the police. He was reporting D. Higgins to the police. He's very, very big on going to the police, you know. Yeah. So I just basically,
address something right quick. Life of a Free Spirit. So she's not referring to anything predatory, like as far as like a child with an adult type situation. She's just referring to predatory as him being explicit, like not explicit, but exploiting their life.
He's a stalker.
Going in their life, in real life, stalking and doing things
right,
like call the police and stuff like that. That's
he's
what
a stalker.
She's saying.
Right. He's a stalker. And he's really overly invested in our parenting. He's overly invested in what goes on in our home. He made this outrageous false allegation that the kid is in his room all day watching pornography. That is completely false. That is a complete misquoting of something that Neg said in a live stream. And that was the reason that he wanted CPS to come and visit. That is completely false. It is not true.
Well, okay, so as far as I know with the CPS and stuff, now, if a person if they truly feel like there is something wrong and they call, that doesn't necessarily make it wrong. But if they know deep down that that child was not in no harm, no danger, then that's where that becomes something false. So it could be that he felt like maybe something was happening and he wanted to see if the cut was okay, and he I'll play devil's advocate basically. And let's say CPS showed up to the investigation, nothing was found, then it's dismissed but you couldn't like take an action on him to sue him or anything like that because he really had a legit reason in his eyes. Not necessarily wasn't legit or it was not found out to be true, but if the person has a legit reason, they feel like that, they're obligated to call. But
he didn't have a legitimate reason because he misquoted something that Neg said in a live stream. Negs never went on live stream and said that, oh, you know, the kid is in his room watching porn all day. He never said that. He said something completely different that was misquoted, and Hussey tried to use that to get his audience to call CPS and have them come to the house. That's a completely different thing.
Okay. And see there, okay, so I do know you and Negs are two separate people. So I understand, I get that. But there was a live stream where you said that y'all were a tag team.
Yeah, so.
Couple. No, so that meaning, okay, so a lot of people here has having questions about Negs. I'm not sure if you want to answer any of that at all or just that's
depends
up to you.
Depends.
So Valerie, she said, I have SS of your boyfriend talking about going in real life on Katie with her job in your chat. Stop pretending there's nothing. So basically, they're saying that you did the same thing, even though two wrongs don't make it right in that point, guys. But they're saying,
We have never contacted Katie's job ever. We have never even shown up at that restaurant. We've never called that restaurant. That is completely and utterly false. That has never ever happened.
okay, okay. Well, I think you've answered everything for me. Unless you want to have something else that you want to say, Miss DC.
Look, these accusations that any criticism of Hussey is a criticism of the gay community is outrageous. It's
Yeah, that was
ridiculous,
false. Yeah, no, I seen that too. I seen that
right?
too. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's the criticism of one individual who happens to be gay. It's not a criticism of the gay community. And I've said multiple times that if Hussey was a straight man and Negs had a daughter, and Hussey was creeping on Negs's daughter and trying to get information about her from Facebook and trying to use any information about his kid to then come and attack Negs or attack me, it would have been equally wrong. It has nothing to do with sexual preference or any particular community. It's just gross. And the fact that he feels that he is entitled, and let's remind people that the reason that he's given about 1,000 reasons for why he decided to look for Negs' son on Facebook. But the latest one is that he considers Negs to be homophobic, and he thought, oh, wouldn't it be a shame if his son was gay, or I'd feel sorry for him. So basically he was going to do what? He was going to find out if Negs' son was gay, and then he was going to blurt it out on stream. A 19-year-old kid. What if the kid had been in the closet? What if the kid had been gay and didn't want to get that out there? And you have like a weirdo stalker who is now going to do that to a kid. I'm sorry, but that is just not right. And I don't give a damn if he was chronologically an adult. It is not cool. It wouldn't be cool to do it to somebody older either. It's just not the right thing to do.
Okay. Somebody said, what did she? Hold on, I'm trying to see the comments. What she said. Wait, huh?
What? I didn't say that.
I don't know what this is about. I don't know what this is about. I don't know what this is about. Okay, that's really all I wanted to ask you about was the predatory comment. But I think you pretty much summed that up for me. So we good. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I wanted to know, Miss DC. Thank you.
Okay. All right. See you later.
Have a great day. Okay, y'all. Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. These comments. Okay, I am not good at multitasking for one. Okay, so y'all know this. And so what, Miss Gert? What are you talking about? I was asking the wrong questions. I asked the question I want to answer. What question did you want to answer, girl? You should come up and ask. The question that I want to answer the most was this. Let me share it. This is the question that I wanted answered the most, the predatory thing. And DC actually explained it. She's not talking about him being a predator, a sexual predator. That's why I think we all were lost there, because she mentioned the child. Okay. And so we took that she was talking about a young man and an older man. We took it the wrong way. Instead of looking at predatory in this instinct, we took it as sexual predator. And that's not what she means. So she's absolutely right if she feels like he's a predator in this instance, because he's invading their life by pulling up their family. That's what she's trying to say. Listen. That is what would imply. It come to me that way too. That's why I was so confused and so lost. But she sounds like what? I mean, yeah, in that context, yes, it would easily. But that's why we cleared up the air. Now, whether or not people watch us, who gives a fuck? Because they'll find out that way. But I just really think it should have been explained in a different way. But I can't tell a person how to speak. She's a grown woman. If she wants to say how she wants to say, that's how she wants to say it. I can't control that aspect of it. But I do appreciate DC for taking the time out to hop up here to explain that to me. I really do. Thank you. I'm glad somebody rubbed my back. Look, ma'am. Look, ma'am. I'm no mind reader, okay? I don't know if that's what she really meant, okay? That's what she said, okay? I'm going by what she said, okay? That's what she said. She cleared it up for me, okay? Just get a restraining order to stop continuing this drama. She could go get a restraining order across state lines. What good was that going to do? She'd have to go get a restraining order in his state, right? And then, or some kind of other orders. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot to do. Like, and I know she's smart because she's been on. Her career was in, I'm guessing, politics. Okay, she knows she know the restraining order. She know about all that. Okay, so. Yeah, because I was trying to stay. So the thing is, you got to confront him about him. Okay, I know they say they're a team, but at the end of the day, she can't respond for him. And if she does respond for him, y'all don't like her response anyway for him. So what's the point? And y'all, I'm sitting here reading y'all raggedy ass comments. Y'all have me up here laughing and shit. I can't play with y'all in these comment sections. Okay, that's why I don't read comments like that. When I got somebody on the panel, I am not really reading y'all's comments. No more. She defends him all the time. Absolutely. But I expect her to defend her man, whether he's right or wrong. I expect her to defend him. Now, she should she should, point out when he's wrong. I don't know about being in public or behind closed doors, but I know a lot of people who stand behind a man. That's my man. I'm going to stick beside him. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that I would be that person. I'm like, nigga, you wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'll put you on Front Street and on blast. But everybody's not me. Okay. She probably doesn't want him to feel embarrassed or whatever it may be. She's going to stand behind her man. Now, her man needs to be a man enough to come out and speak the truth or tell his side. Other than that, it's a wrap. What Diggy said. What's he say? I don't trust DC and Nick Shady. Really? I mean, I don't. Even when he's a hobbit. Okay, I'm through with y'all. I am through with y'all. This is bullying, Miss Jan. This is bullying, Miss Jan. But I do have a amount of respect to her. She hopped up here, okay, on a panel. Okay. And some of y'all is not her big supporters. So that takes a lot for somebody to hop up here and be calm and be respectful and do the things that they do. I'm appreciative too. Like she earned some level with me, period. And I don't even know her like that. I don't. I just know her from hearing about her and being around. When I see a lot of times I may pop in, I know my 1, 2. But I knew about the situation back when Hater Nation was first big, because they had a whole lot of shit going on in Hater Nation. That's what we need to talk about next. Hater Nation, okay? Hater Nation was and if they still around, there's a lot of fighting in between. I wonder why. That's what we need to get to next, okay? Stop jail shaming. Oh my goodness, y'all. This turned out to be a really great live. Your love